Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul. And we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 249th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice. Here on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Cremond, and I'll be a host today along with Mark and Elias as co-hosts, and I think we are ready to begin today's workshop. Let me get up the correct PDF here, and we'll open into the first page. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Hello, this is Marie. I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. And I want to start this presentation today because it's actually a very, I don't know, it's sad, but in a way, it's preparing us for something more. And because we have lost our beloved Universal Council member for the Hebrew language. His name is Dor Naim, and this presentation and this session is a contribution to his engagement in Universal Council and the Keshe Foundation. I think we in the Universal Council, at least I can talk for myself, we don't know much more what happened and why and all this. But as I want to say that the time I met Dor, he was such a beautiful soul. He was so beautiful, and he had so pure intentions for humanity and peace and all this work that we are doing. And he was just so into all this, and every time he was either talking to me directly or in the Universal Council meetings or in this One Nation, One Planet, One Race. Many times we could hear his child that he loved so much in the background, and our thoughts goes to his family, because Dor was a young man with a young family, and it's just very sad to think that they don't have him anymore. But as Mr. Keshe explained in the last Knowledge Seekers workshop on Thursday about the soul and the departure of souls, that there is a reason for everything, but in this moment we don't see why this was necessary. So but it's hard on everyone, and especially on his family. And on behalf of the Universal Council, I will say that I will thank Dor for everything he have contributed with and his presence in the council. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much for the kindness. Yes, Dor is not in the matter state anymore with us, but he's with us always as a soul, as a star, and a lovely, lovely, lovely star shining. So we will continue in this, and I welcome you, my beautiful souls. I welcome you. Welcome to the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Welcome to the beautiful energy of universal souls, knowledge seekers, truth seekers. Welcome to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for justice and world peace. The few words, the beauty, through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth. All souls are as equal and all are as creators, my dear, as they are created in the image of the Creator. So do Door, name was beauty, beautiful soul. So we can go to the next page. Salam, namaste, salute. To the next page, my dear Rick. Yeah, in the memory of Door, name, Universal Council Hebrew language. Mary, we there's we can have some moment of silence for
Yes.
Door.
Sweta,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I made this presentation like this, that first a little presentation of Door, and then we got the message from Mr. Keshe where he had many wishes that Door had sent to Mr. Keshe through the years. So we want to present them, and then we have the silence at the end, I think.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So in memory of Door name, we can see his beautiful face. Yeah. These are the wishes from Door. Mary, can you read the wishes from Door?
Okay, I can read this slide and then someone else can read the next.
Oh, thank you.
So the first one is, I commit myself to the ethos of the peace, and it will be my honor to carry this position until another soul will take this position. I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
Another wish, and I welcome Moshfik to read the wish. Thank you, my dear Moshfik.
The second one?
Yes, the second one. Fine.
Okay, here's the second wish by Door. I want to improve the way we interact with each other and with the planet. I wish to achieve peace. I'm present.
I am present. We are present.
I'm
Thank
present.
I am present.
Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. This is another wish, and I welcome Dean, if Dean is here, to read the wish. Hello, my dear Dean.
Hello, Sweta, thank you.
Hello.
Okay, so I'll read this wish, the wishes of Door. I want to bring the ethos of the peace to this area of the world, the state of Israel. To bring the knowledge and the technology to elevate life here and all around the world, and to free this planet from the shackles of the enslavement that we put on ourselves and others. Thank you, Door. I am present.
I am present. We are present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
Now, Rick, can we go to the next slide?
This is also from Door that we got from Mr. Keshe. It's some suggestions that he has. He writes, I have 2 ideas that I would like to see if there are any other knowledge seekers who would like to work on those ideas. And it's from Door Naim. And the first idea is hand-sized device for feeding the physical body of the man and the emotional side, so the man will feel satisfied and energized for every human to have. Okay. And there is another suggestion. Maybe someone else wants to read it.
Yes. The second suggestion is a device to deactivate explosives as a solution for the need to clean mines, military explosives, etc., in a safe and efficient way, as a solution for security around the world, like airports, public places. Beautiful. These are suggestions and ideas from dear Dor, and we appreciate that. So it is. So can we go to the next slide, my dear Rick? Yeah, here is 1 minute of silence for Do Noam, Universal Council, Hebrew. And the time starts now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So much, my dear beautiful souls, to be present here. Elevating, enhancing, giving love to my dear Dor, as he has given love to all of us, with full of love in our hearts, with full of that beauty and totality. We love you, Dor, and always will be. And here I welcome, if any beautiful soul wants to say in tribute, in gratitude and love for us to Dor, very much appreciated, and that will be a beauty. I welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sweta. Who's this?
No, you go first. No, you go ahead, and I do.
Stefan, you go, because I'm jumping the queue.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Okay. No, I just wanted to thanks Mary, thanks Sweta, for the great word regarding Dor. Just as a personal experience, I just remember one time I was very in difficulties, and I don't remember now if I share it with a member of the Universal Council, but I just remember Dor contact me privately, and he was very ready to help me out. And I never even met him face to face, and it really touched my heart, because it was really ready to help me in any possible way. It doesn't matter if we were far away. He didn't mind. He would have offered straight away to be there if I need anything, or support me in any shape or form. And it just really touched. I remember when that happened, really touched my heart. I thought, what a great person! Really, what a great person he was. So that was my experience of in a personal level, and I just wanted to share, because here it was really not just with word, but also in action. It was great. So I just want to share this, and I'm sure that he's always with us, and now it will be with Marius. So it will be help us with all the other knowledge seeker, Neil, about everyone greeting him at the moment, and I'm sure they're all laughing, and they will, you know, keep the work from wherever they are. Yeah, so I can't wait to see him again when the time is right. Okay, I love you, Dor.
Thank you, Stefania. It's Dean here. I'd just like to say, I didn't really have a lot to do with Dor. I listened to some of the things he said, and obviously was present on a soul level with Dor. I know he had a very, very important position in bringing forward his field strength from the community that he was present within. And it is such an honor to have to be present with a soul that stands forward and becomes very upright and very beautiful in his presence of being able to represent the nation that he did and still does. As Dor is still with us, and he is now taking another position. However, within that position, as he already was before, he's unlimited. He's present, he's a field strength. He has a new position that will entitle him and give him the ability to take and go and travel and be wherever present he would like to be in the moment. Dor brought some very beautiful gifts forward. The gift that he's brought forward that was read in the message for this handheld device. So I know that Mr. Keshe has brought forward a device that is intended for each and every being on the planet, and to give them the ability to do exactly what was said with those words, where it will feed and give and expand the possibilities for humanity. So Dor has brought forward a very beautiful gift of field strength that has created a situation that through a thought and intention has expanded out and brought a condition forward for the whole of humanity. So we can now see how important one thought can be within one beautiful soul, and how when it connects right and it's given in the right strength with the right thought, it brings forward a field strength to give that many will receive. So the more you give, the more you receive. And this happens in many ways. The universe speaks to us in many ways. And sometimes it can seem very, to us, as we're sad to see the passing of Dor's physicality. However, the universe speaks in many ways, and we are infinite beings that are eternal. And this eternal soul is now taking a position that his creation, his thought, lives on and is going to create a most incredible condition for those present in the physicality. So Dor, thank you, beautiful soul. I'm present with you, and I thank you for your beauty in this very moment. Thank you, Dor.
Hello, this is Mosfek. I want to talk a little bit about my experience with Dor. You know, we used to talk in the Universal Council meeting. Sometimes, you know, there weren't very many people in the meeting. And, you know, we just talked about all kinds of things during that time. He was a very gentle, down-to-earth person. And it was very, very easy to talk to him at that simple level. Yet there was there is this deep feeling within him, which is palpable. I mean, no matter how simple our conversation were, and he deeply felt about his community, and that deep feeling that he carried in those simple kind of conversation, he left that with us. And at the level of soul, he's still participating. At the level of physicality, we carry on that strength. It lives within us now, and he's with us now in that sense. And so we build on his strength, add ours to it, and we get stronger. And he was a very strong individual. And this is and the simplicity and the sort of like down-to-earth nature with that strength created a beauty which is really something to behold. And I really enjoyed him. We had some difficult moments in the council, and we came to each other's help during those times. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, and it was always very gentle yet strong. And so it was a privilege for me to be in touch with such a soul and to remain in touch with such a soul. It's a privilege. It's not just for me, but for all of us who saw the light, and that light still shines. And let the light be the spark for us so that we can make it even brighter and make the light even brighter. And his task is still a few more steps to do. As he's with us, we'll complete it, I'm sure. And his wishes, as we saw today, and many more which we talked about in our meetings. And he contributed quite a bit actually in writing many of these wishes. And some you have seen here in the past. But all of these things are now coming to fruition. And we all are seeing that strength manifesting in the form of physicality. He may not be physically present, but his wishes are now becoming physicality or physical reality of our planet. And we continue that work. And with that continuation of the work, we celebrate his life here and celebrate his life there as well. What a wonderful privilege. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. As you said, we celebrate his life here and the life there, and as always, what a privilege. Beautiful soul, shining star, given us so much love, we understand. And he will be with us always. The matter state is intense indeed, but still the beauty remains like this, you know. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? Or we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Oh, yes.
Oh no, I never met Dor.
Oh.
But we obviously interacted on the soul level. I was thinking about this General Yitzhak Rabin, who was a very brutal general, repressed many people, but by the end of his life, he realized that the war and the killing was not the solution, and he started to work for peace. And he met an untimely demise. But I see Dor as a young man, a military man as well. But he realized at a very young age that the war and the killing is not the way to get to peace. So he stood in the balance for his nation. We thank you, Dor, for all the souls you touched, all the souls you elevated, and we elevate your soul for all the work you've done and for touching all of us on the soul level, I would say. Even though I didn't have any matter state interactions with you, I know your soul and my soul were wishing for peace. So thank you for being a beautiful young example of what can be achieved by even the young people. So thank you, Dor, for representing peace in Israel and throughout the world.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. So, for Dor, all the love always. Be with us always, my dear. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, my Dor. So, we can go to the next slide. Here are the wishes from the Universal Council. And I welcome Mark to read the wishes. I welcome you, Mark. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. We, the Universal Council, and supporters of the Universal Council, give through our souls so all children in this world succeed in overcoming all abuses and receive the knowledge of the Creator. Our wish is our command.
I am and we are present. There's another wish. Yes. Thank you.
We, the Universal Council, wish the tribe of man become one planet, one nation, one race. We are present.
We are present.
Which just means, if for those who don't understand, when we say we are present, and we don't have to say it verbally, we can say it through our soul, meaning we're just adding our energies to this wish by stating we are present, or just on the soul level without any verbal. Yes.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Then we can go to the wishes are always there, as Dor wished, and we all wish for this. This is the way we grow, wishing the intentions, the beauty for all. This is what we do as a being on this planet, a being of this cosmos, so universal. Thank you. And this is I will say today is the 1 minute of silence for elevation of souls, the soul elevation of the souls of 5+1 peace negotiators, the souls of the IAEA, all souls working for peace in Vienna, the soul of humanity, the souls of world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. So we can go for a silence for the elevation of all souls that exist. So the time starts now, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you. Thank you so much. So much. Beautiful souls for being present here on behalf of all that exist in love. And as we say that by elevating the soul, we create peace from all over, wherever it is. So thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick.
Yes, this is Claudia's presentation. Are you there, Claudia?
Yes, Marie, thank you. Hello, everybody. This is a test that here in the Brazilian community did about the call of Mr. Keshe in the last teaching. So I will read this. Attention to the new testing phase. In the teaching 459, brought another gift from Mr. Keshe to mankind, especially for those suffering from certain disease. A new phase of testing will begin, with the possibility of the processing of the conditions in imbalance remotely. The Keshe Foundation doesn't treat illness, but provides the conditions for the human being's magnetic and gravitational fields, as well as emotional fields to regain balance. We emphasize that despite this further advance, in-person participation is still required in Linz, Austria, to complete these tests with the transmutation system and space travel. In the words of Mr. Keshe, like last time, we bring you. Now you don't have to go to Linz. We come to you. We have tested this with the headsets with men of over the last 2 or 3 months in 2 or 3 tests. But this time, instead of doing the transmutation, we bring you, as we call it, the mobile system right into your homes. We have tested both for diagnosis and for processing, and it works beautifully. We can literally identify where the soul of man interacts with the soul of physicality, where the emotion is. You feel that emotion. We don't tell you, you tell us where you feel it. Then you see the change. And then you see, as we call it, the processing. Then you will understand how far we have to come. You have come. How far we have come, as we call it, the progress. How far technology has advanced. We have registered to support us with what we call the flight system. Now you register. You who have any kind of condition. We are not curing. Our doctors understand the process of transmutation and transport of the fields. And they will help with the help of the new technology to bring about this change. Parkinson's, epilepsy, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, children with a brain defect during birth, you suffering from prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is very important to us because we have a target for it. We have to understand we are 100% correct in processing it with our doctors. You who suffer from depression, our doctors would like to understand and then they process everything. If you suffer from anything else, maybe there are conditions that we are not aware of. Our doctors will examine you. If you have any of these aforementioned conditions, I'm sorry about the noise, contact the Keshe Foundation and our doctors will give you feedback and explain the conditions that need to be done. Mehran Tavakoli Keshe, November 17, 2022, And you can say the email for health, spaceshipinstitute.org. That's what you want to say for everybody. You can share this to your cities and people that you know. And thank you for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear Claudia. Thank you, beautiful. And thank you. This is a great information. That is always. And thank you for reading, for much appreciated. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear Claudia. Yeah. I welcome Jacko, my dear.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, hello.
This is Jacko, the UCM Dutch in the Netherlands language. First of all, I want to say that I'm also present in all the wishes we saw today. And for me, the topic today is a signpost. Is what we see here, and it is in the area where I live today. Such a signpost shows us a way, a possible way that we can go. Here in the Swiss mountains, we have a lot of them. And it helps us to orientate which way we want to go. And before we start the journey, we should think about what our goal is, where we want to go to, and what we want to learn. Maybe even it's good to know who we can ask in case we need help. And when I was a young boy, I thought about this, what goal to reach, which way to go to learn. And walking along the line of life, my parents took us every summer holidays to the Alps. Also on this place that we see now. And as a little child, they used a dog leash for my sister and me if we were on a path that was small or dangerous in the mountains. And other people laughed when they saw that. But for my parents, it was just the security to bring us home safely. The path that we walk in a plasmatic way is a very new one for most of us. It has many unknown obstacles, and we have to face them to overcome. The biggest obstacle very often is inside of us. And in a way, Mr. Keshe also has to keep us on the leash for as long as we're not able to walk the path safely ourselves. Souls on earth are so stuck to the physicality, and this can be a very huge obstacle too. But we as knowledge seekers are here to serve the other souls by being such a signpost. And before, when I saw the picture of Dor, for me, he was always such a signpost. I also had no personal contact with him, but he was also one who showed the way and showed the possibilities in a place where a lot of people only see violence between people and countries. So to understand, to decide which way we want to go, we need these signposts that we can go the safe way. We do not force anyone to anything. We offer our love and light for the other ones to take freely. You know, it's not possible to walk someone else's path, even if we sometimes would wish to do so. But what we can do is expanding our souls, elevate those who are ready, who are open for that elevation. And in time, and for me it feels that it will be very soon, everyone will understand how the technology is our signpost along our way. I wish us, as a collective, the strength and the wisdom to change our physical reality to a peaceful soul reality. My wish is my command. Have a safe journey, my dear souls. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Jaco. Beautiful, beautiful, beautifully you have expressed. What I can say, I have no words for this. But yes, of course, this is the path. We are coming together, but it is you, your path. We are all giving. We are all here to give share this love that come together, move, walk like that, you know. But that is the way, you know, everything melts down to us from within. How we do, how we understand the path, how we walk on it. And here the growing of the enhancement of the soul begins, you know, the elevation begins when we step forward. And of course, there's always, as our beautiful teachers of Keshe Foundation, as here said, yes, this is the way. This is the way you can understand what you are, and you can walk like that. And walk, you have to walk. That is the way, as their beautiful soul Door has done, we are doing. And welcome to all souls, my dear. The beauty is in this intensity, in this intense matter state, no matter how, this oneness is always there. We have understood that. So thank you, my dear Jaco. Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful scene of Alps. You have been there. I always dream, like, you know, like snow and all. Beautiful, beautiful mountains. As we say, they're mountains. But you know, in reality, maybe there's something else too, because we can feel the vibes from the mountains. You know, they talk to us like that. This is not common in a plain area. I will say. Thank you, my dear Jaco, for always giving the beauty. Thank you so much. And we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. If anybody wants to share with Jaco, you are welcome. Before going to the next slide,
I'd like to.
Oh,
go ahead.
Maybe I could add a little bit. When I saw what happened to Door, I wrote in the chat, "See you soon, Door." And it was with the intention that what we learned till now somehow takes the barrier between the physicality and the soul level. And from my point of view, what we are going the way we do, we bring this together. It becomes one. And in this vision, I also support what Marie says. We know that in future, it doesn't matter if you're in this dimension or that dimension, and we can go in both dimensions. It is all connected and will bring us together with those who are not here anymore in physicality. And if you think a little bit about this, it makes one extremely grateful for what we learn and what is our really near future. Sorry, Eric.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that independently, I also came up with the idea of path, or this idea of a pathway, or a road, you could say. And Brigitte had sent an image. I'd like to show the actual image here as well, because it's lined up better. It's a beautiful image, and it's just, there we go. It's of the roadway, and it's a winding path. It's more of a path than a roadway in a way. It hasn't been obviously not used that much. And we see the dark forest, but the pathway seems to lead to this light, this break in the forest as well that we see. So I thought that was an interesting image for today's workshop. And turns out it is basically what Jacko is talking about as well.
We're growing together. It's a kind of synchronization, and you know, I think that is the goal.
We're all on a path of one kind or another. Some of us are on the same path, and it's nice to meet others along the way. And it's nice to have signposts along the way too that indicate that we're on the correct path, number one, and to give options for side paths that might be interesting to take, that might add to our elevation and evolution.
Exactly.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Beautiful picture indeed. I didn't notice that, you know. We are talking about the path, walking into it, but now we see, you know, like we are walking in the path and understanding the light is there, and we are walking. And less walk, people have less walked this place, but now we are so many walking. And now this is the beauty of this, you know, this forest. Even as a forest, it is giving us this beauty, like walk, my dear ones. You are getting into love and beauty and totality. So here, a beautiful picture indeed. We have experienced this, you know, many times in our life, walking, going in a way, from through villages, through the mountain ranges, as we say so, like that, and experience this, that this will never end, and it will go somewhere in a mesmerizing position comes, you know, it will go somewhere we wanted to go, you know, like that. We don't want to go there, and the guidance is about the way of the guidance is for, here is the way, here it is. So you want to go there, here is the way, but I am going somewhere else. That is the beauty, and I have been experiencing this from inside, that the guidance is to go to this way, and there will be a bridge of trust, a space bridge like that, you know, to come to the other planets and other beings, you know, like in the cosmos. There surely, because there are bridges here in existence, maybe there are bridges in space, like that. So thank you, my dear Jacko. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. Anybody wants to say anything? Oh, okay.
Sweta, may I say something? It's Dean here.
Oh, of course, my dear. Welcome.
So these pictures that Brigid's put there, that I believe that may be a path that I've walked with Brigid. I remember this path, and very winding, and ended up in a certain position, and opens up like all paths do. Being in the mountains, that picture that Jacko brought up reminded me of the mountains and the mountain views that I've experienced many times walking with Brigid, and the experiences at an altitude, at an elevation, the air is different. The interactions seem different. You notice that the animals have a clearness, have a beauty. When you hear a bird sing in the mountains, it echoes and travels vast distances from a very small initial quietness, a very small chirp that echoes around the valleys. And there's a stillness with the other beings there, seen and unseen. The plants and animals, they all have a very beautiful presence there. And humanity seems to come to visit, but doesn't stay. Humanity comes to visit these positions, has an enjoyment, enjoys the environment, walks the paths, enjoys the sun, the soul of the sun that radiates down and interacts with the soul of the man. And this elevation at this particular altitude creates a certain condition. The conditions we have when we walk down the path, our lungs become heavier and we come to another position. I'm not saying it's any better to be higher or lower. However, we all find different positions on the planet and with our path that we walk, and we all, every single one of us walks an individual step, the first step, an initial path to wherever it is that you require to go. As Dor walked his path, and it led him to a certain position, a certain place where he understood some very beautiful things. He came into a position where he was in a conflict position and was part of this. And then he, as a soul, come to understand the beauty of being peaceful, of taking his soul to a position where the arms and the weapons and the fighting didn't really achieve anything. They didn't mean anything. Because on a soul level, souls wouldn't do that. Souls are very peaceful. The physical man, the physicality, when it takes a position to harm another or to construct something that would harm, this is a position that would never happen. In many places, you have accidents, like you would have an accident in the mountain where something would a rock would tumble down or something. But this interaction, if you're on a soul level, your soul will guide you. It would never put you in a position of harm if you are not harming in another. And so it will always guide you to a wonderful path that will enlighten you and elevate you in the very moment that you take this position. And many of us walk these paths and understand this through our soul when we allow. And when we actually give from our soul and take a position to be peaceful, give to others, then that beautiful path before you, wherever it may be on planet Earth and beyond, wherever it may be, will always be a beauty for you, always expanding and always giving to you. And then when you receive, you'll be able to share that with others and expand and give to them so they experience the beauty that you've experienced. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Jacko. Beautiful picture.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Beautiful words you said. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide. what is it? I mean, this is, I welcome Jacko. Jacko, my dear. Hello.
Hello, Shweta.
Oh, hello, my dear. Thank you. Welcome.
I was invited by the Brazilian community to do a statement so that they can play it. The time they are online is very late for me, and normally after a week of work, it is hard to stay up till in the night. So we recorded this, and I think you can play it.
Yeah, I have to have the movie to play though. I don't know if I received that.
Okay.
It's not built into the PDF.
Can I send it on Telegram?
Yep, we can try that. Maybe it's been posted somewhere in one of the groups. Look. Okay, well, bear with us a couple of minutes while we get the video lined up. Okay, I think I have it from Claudia here. Yeah, I got at least the first video, if there's two of them, or one.
I think it should be one, about 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's attempting to download now. Oh, I see I've been sent it in several different ways here. And they're all the same video and they're all trying to download.
Oh.
I think I have to reconnect my, I'm going to quit Telegram and come back into Telegram because sometimes it gets jammed. Let's try that again. Well, it's attempting to download, but it's taking a bit of time to do it here, so bear with me. Now it's having a very hard time downloading the second part of the video.
I think this could be posted in the Keshe American Telegram. Maybe that's
I've gotten they sent the video in 4 different places, and I'll try that. They're all downloading the same from each from the American group, and all the groups are all shows it's downloading, but it's not. It's stuck. It's stuck on 7 megabytes out of 14. Okay, I'm going to try to share it differently and see if I can. Now I think it's finally come through. Okay, I've got it now. I think there's a second one coming as well.
That's probably the one from Marie.
Yes, yes, from Paris, yes.
Well, I'll try to download that in the background while we play this one. Okay, I think we're set here now.
Hello, dear souls, in, on, and beyond Earth. My name is Jacco van Schaken. I'm UC Dutch for the Netherlands language. I'm a thankful knowledge seeker since 2015. My first contact with the foundation was through internet streaming from Peter Salocher. He's a Swiss man who lives in Austria, and he made several streamings about alternative energies. My search since I was a young boy was to find a real alternative energy. Almost 53 years ago, I was born in the Netherlands. I had 2 wonderful parents and 2 lovely sisters. Grew up the first 18 years before I went to Germany for 1 year. After that, I went to Switzerland, where I live since. My job in my regular work is to produce energy. I generate 1,300 megawatt and we can pump 450 megawatt. It's all with a hydraulic system. It's an old-fashioned way to turbine water from lake to lake in the Swiss Alps. Beside that, I had the honor to become a firefighter. Start following Mr. Keshe's teachings, soon it came clear to me that this kind of energy is different. Also the way Mr. Keshe taught his knowledge was amazing to me. For a long time I didn't understand what we could do with so much energy in GANs form. And on the internet there were so much negative statements from people who simply didn't understand. For me it was clear that this game changer GANs was the opportunity for humanity to take the right way. When the Universal Council started and the One Planet, One Nation, One Race, it became clear to me that many of the experiences I made in my life pointed exactly in this direction. My parents did teach us the right ethos in love and with wisdom to guide us children the same way as Mr. Keshe does. 2020 was the first time I met Mr. Keshe. It was in the design center in Linz. The fields, the units, the people who were there made me feel at home. I started to realize what impact this change would bring for humanity. Then the 16th of June 2022, it was my first time in the flight system. It was overwhelming to feel and play with the fields. Strong energies and emotions touched my heart and soul. Participating in the Universal Council is a choice by soul. My soul knew that it's time to join for a longer time. It was my physicality that needed a little bit more time to be ready. The fact that there are no books in the universe was for me the green light, the let's go for it. I'm very thankful to do it together with you all. If it's in Rick's Reactor group, Mark's American group, Mario's German group, Danilo's Jalal group, or any other group, everywhere around the globe are wonderful souls joining together to share, to learn, and to grow in the plasma knowledge. Let's continue this greatest movement for humanity. Here to serve, Jacco.
Thank you, Jaco. Beautiful, beautiful video. Your experiences coming to the beauty and totality. Thank you for sharing. And thank you, Team Brazil, for giving us all opportunity to participate in the wisdom of the universe. So thank you, my dear Jaco. Beautiful presentation you have experienced. I mean, you have given your experiences and how you are in the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. Thank you so much. There is another video of our, yes, Mary Calve, Universal Council, Norwegian language. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Marie and a member of the Universal Council, where I represent my native language, which is Norwegian. I have been asked to tell you about the volunteer work I do for Keshe Foundation. So first of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm grateful and I really see the effort done in Brazil by you knowledge seekers. So much creative work and sharing of the technology and the beautiful work you do on a soul level. So my volunteer work started a long time ago when there were more knowledge seekers in Norway. We did language teachings and also had some workshops, but my companions disappeared after a while, so now I'm not doing teachings or workshops anymore here in Norway. When I started in the Universal Council, I already did the soul teachings. It was a lot of work because my knowledge was limited, and I made manuscripts and summaries of teachings by Mr. Keshe. I learned a lot though, and I still use these teachings once in a while. I found a very complete series of teachings from Knowledge Seekers Workshop 195 to Knowledge Seekers Workshop 215, which covered a lot of essential topics of Mr. Keshe's teachings about the soul. Among these teachings, you find a complete teaching about the creation of the soul, and about the wish, which I made as teachings with illustrations. You might have seen them. I'm still presenting the soul teachings, but now more Universal Council members are participating. Then I have made many teachings and presentations for the One Planet, One Nation, One Race about the soul and the important work of the Universal Council, trying to explain the vision of Mr. Keshe, what he has for the Universal Council, to be the light in the dark for people who search the knowledge of the soul, creation, and the Creator. Then I was invited by Raphael to do one interview with Rosanna in TV Galactica. And I wanted to spread the knowledge about the soul of the man and the work of the Universal Council, so I said yes. And then I was invited next week, and now it's been more than 100 interviews with TV Galactica. I think it's an important arena to speak about these topics, since it's not within the framework of Keshe Foundation. And it has been a steep learning curve. The benefits for me personally has been that I am able to keep up with the teachings of Mr. Keshe. I'm also given the opportunity to give and share unconditionally, which we all need to do. I got to know the sweet Rosanna, Rafael, Claudia, Maria, Danilo, and the beautiful Brazilian audience. The manuscripts for TV Galactica are a collaboration of many UC members, and it has been a joy for me, and I'm grateful for the experience presenting it. And I have to thank Mr. Keshe for bringing us all the gift of the knowledge of creation from the Creator. Think about that. The knowledge seekers are the luckiest people on earth. We will make the change. We will bring peace on planet Earth. And soon we will all be traveling the universe. How exciting for all of us. Thank you all. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Beautiful presentation, beautiful experiences you shared, and beautiful universal soul. And I will say thank you again, Mary, for all the love you have given. So, salam, namaste, salute. We can go to the next slide. Anybody wants to say anything about, okay, about, yeah, this is the next slide. One city, one center. I welcome Stefania. Hello, Stefania. Are you here? Hello. Let me see.
Yes. Hello, good evening.
Oh,
can you hear
thank
me?
you. Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me properly?
Yes, properly. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sweta. Yes, it was very, very nice, this two presentation that the Brazilian done for the volunteer. So it was good to hear Jaco and Mary. Yes, and for One City, One Center, we had a nice meeting with the Universal Council, the Universal Council supporter, and we were thinking what we can do to make this platform more effective, to be able to improve the communication between the Universal Council, the Universal Council support, and knowledge seeker, to make at the best how we can work together to share knowledge and changing skills to cover people's needs. So we were discussing a lot, and for example, I've been in Italy very recently, and I went to see face to face as many knowledge seekers I could, and it was really great experience to see them face to face, because many people we worked together for the last 3 years since the Telegram chat team were made, and we use this Telegram group. So anyone that here, if you are new and you're listening right now, we're using Telegram group to divide. We divided ourselves in languages, and so we started this Telegram group during the pandemic, and so I get to meet a lot of people, but never see them face to face. So I went to see them in my last trip in Italy, and it was very interesting because what came out from our meetings with the people I met, that a lot of people are concerning in Europe. I speak about Europe, as you know already, the heating bills have risen and the fuel has risen. So a lot of people struggle financially. Many had lost jobs. So their wish was to find solution, if there is any solution, to work together and by using plasma on helping with this issue. So I know that here In these Tuesday meetings, we cover up everything. We cover up the work of the soul and work at the soul level. And this is, for many people, is a new concept. For others, they always done it. And so it's nice to also include it in our daily life. So we make the wishes at the beginning, the wish of the community of different languages that usually goes to the UC supported UC member, and also we support at the soul level the elevation of the leaders. So we have like 5 minutes of silence. 1 minute of silence where we elevate the leaders, because we know now many people knows already, but others they know already and they just new to this, where we understand now the power that we have inside us when we use our soul. So we working on that, and we practicing, and we're getting better, and we try to include it in our daily life, because we know how powerful it is working from the soul. But also we know that we need to be good, think good, and act good. So we need also the doing. We need also the doing going online with the intention and with the thinking and the soul work. So we need also the physical work. So we need. So we know that by doing. That's why we said we're here to serve. We know that by doing, we strengthen also the work of the soul, because we put in line the intention and the vision and the wishes with the acting at the physical level. Put the work into to make sure that we're in line on what we're thinking and what we are doing. So we thought then to maybe use this space of One City, One Center also to dedicate to the doing. So we thought to invite everyone who listen here, as we do all the time at the end. We invite you to come with any request of things that you struggle with and you want us to help us at the soul level and at the physical level. Obviously, at the physical level, as we learn the power of the plasma knowledge, and we understand it, what is plasma, what are cosmic ray, what is plasma technology, how can we apply this science to our daily life. So we thought to use this space to explore that and see how together, with all the knowledge we acquire up to now, with all the testimonial we acquire up until now, all the research has been done up to now, all the things that we've done up to now, maybe we can use this space to gather the information of different topics, so people can, new or old knowledge seekers, they have something to refer to. So I'll make example, because I know that when I talk a lot of time, I'm not straight to the point. So I'll make example. So yesterday we had a meeting, and a knowledge seeker thought, in the Reactor group, we talk about, because I said that, sorry, I'll make up something first, because I said that when I went to see the knowledge seeker in Italy, their concern was definitely the heating, how to have reduction on the heating, and their concern was clean water, how can we filter water, and the other concern was there is really the need on cultivating food, have supplies of food, and reduction on fuel. So this was what came out from the people I talked in Italy. So I brought this back to the Universal Council Porter and the UC meeting. We discussed that, and from there, one knowledge seeker said, you know, in Rick Ramon, last Wednesday, because as you know, every Wednesday we got a reactor group. We were talking about, if I remember correctly, the saving, how can plasma technology can be helpful on saving, reducing heating consumption. And I think he said that there was Gianni from Romania. He showed again, because he done many times, I know, he showed the how he managed to reduce the heating cost by using the plasma technology, making the plasma rings. And he showed that in his house he can achieve a constant 21, 22 degrees of temperature, even when outside can be 20 minus degrees. So we thought, this is great. We saw that we knew about Gianni because he's very, very active, and he has been in the Spanish teaching. I know for a fact is in contact with the agriculture Italian group. So so we thought then, why we don't choose a topic? And we decided randomly, we decided, okay, let's start with the heating topics and gather as much as information as we all have, and get them together before Tuesday and see what we can do. See, maybe we could give some referral or workshop has been done about it, or testimonials that has been already shown about it, and where we can all collaborate. Like we know that the Brazilian community is very active also. So we thought maybe if we get together during the week between every Tuesday, and then every Tuesday we can present some information, or maybe can be various. We can show testimonials of people who achieve successfully reduction on bill of heating, on the heating, or people who achieve, like Gianni, a constant temperature. We can maybe have a referral of workshop where Mr. Keshe made the blueprints or about it regarding the subject, or published workshop like the Reactor group or Spanish group where people went there, and or testimonial where people went there to show something regarding the heating. And obviously, we would like your input. So if you're listening and you are interested on the reduction of bills for the heating, or you are interested on how to make a plasma device for maintain nice temperature in your environment, or you're interested to find out what the Keshe Foundation selling in the Keshe store to achieve that. We can gather all this information, and you can come to also to make a question and answer. We just wanted to make more interaction between all of us and see if between all of us we can cover people's needs. Obviously, I, as an Italian you see Italian language representative, I brought what I found out in Italy. I'm sure each language has different needs regarding their environment where they are. But we thought to use this space to be active on showing. Even Dean, he said, I'm also willing to do a nice little videos where people don't get too bored or it's too long, but we can give like a summary of what we've been up to, what we achieved. So this was just an idea that we had yesterday, and we would like to develop on this. So we can change different topics. We can have a topics of the eating and keep it going for several weeks until we are happy with it, and then we can change topics. We can maybe go into food, or we can go into how to make food guns, how to apply plasma. We got a lot of information already. We have to just need all of us to collectively work together and gather information. So for someone who is new or someone is old, for example, I find difficult sometimes to keep up with everything, because every week we go new, the plasma technology is developed as we speak. So as you know, now we're in a cosmic ray. So and we know that it's just a physical level. We know that also that at the soul level, we know that once we achieve the full understanding of how the universe works, we know now that at the end we will not need all this support, because our body will be able to give us what we need at the point of need. But between now and then, we can work on all different levels. So we can work on the soul level, because we know that it's the fastest and it's the ultimate goal, and is the one that also become the simplest to do stuff with. But also we can work at the physical level by understanding how can we apply plasma into our life to make our life easier. In this way, we will not need to panic. We will need to worry of what's happening around us, because we get self-sufficient, self-independent, and as long as we got food, as long as we can supply or cover our needs, then what the government do or what other people do, it becomes less irrelevant if we became strong on our feet. So this was the intention. I don't know if I've been clear. So please, if I'm not being clear, I'm welcome to answer questions, or if anyone here wanted to add. But to recap very shortly, we would like to use this space to different topics that cover people's needs of today in such a way that don't feel have a fear regarding the future. As here we building a new way of living, a new way of sustaining ourselves. So if anyone want to add anything or say anything or question, please do.
This is Mosfek. I will add organizing the information, regarding the organization of information. The Keshe Foundation technology, it's not necessarily just, let's say, food. There are food can be applied from the level of, you can change food production, you can use GANs to control your food, eating habits, energy, change your energy transfer. And then there is the, develop one's own ability to do the transfer of energy. And I'm just giving some placeholder. So just in the food technology, in food consumption, you have various levels of application. Now, organizing this at one level is difficult in the sense that we have people with individual experience. Some people have tried on their own making GANs, some tried, let's say, soul level stuff, some did, production of vegetable and, chicken farm or, goat farm or whatever. All of these have been done. But how do you, and each individual's experience. Gianni has, for example, has a lot of experience in this area, but others too, and there are differences in the way we have learned these things. So for any, let's say, food application, food application in the area of cultivation of vegetable, that itself is a large topic. And then you add to that individual experience of how they have done it. So it's going to be an interesting effort if we can pull it together, and in the way you're suggesting, I think it's a great idea, and some of it exists in the Wikipedia that we have. But the interesting thing is that there are such a variation in individuals' experience in applying this technology. If somebody says, this is how you, let's say, this is how you use GANs to control your hunger. Well, that's one way of doing it. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's not so much a recipe in the sense that one has to engage oneself. The solution does not exist there. The solution exists with us applying. If somebody listens to a recipe, let's say cooking, take the example of cooking. Somebody listens to a recipe, if he doesn't know, the person doesn't know how to cook, what good does it do? I was at that position once because I never learned how to cook when I was very young, because it's not encouraged where I am from. But, and later on, I had to kind of go through the process of learning the basics of cooking the way we do. And then it took a few years before I could come to a place when I could then, okay, now I can at least look at the recipe to make sense of things that without somebody else's help. So the situation is kind of like this. We have to have the basics done, at the same time do these kind of things. So it's a monumental task in a way, but the key ingredient is the learner willing to engage enough to get it. I hope I'm making some sense, but I find, since I teach here, I know, because, after sometimes those who don't engage, some of my students, those who don't engage, they just leave. Since I don't charge anything, and there is no, unless there is something tangible. Some of them even have made GANs and they benefited in their health and disease. they don't make it anymore. If they have trouble, they come to me and say, can you give us some GANs? I mean, there's a lot of people like that I have. I mean, they were students once, but, you know, they learned some of the basics, you know, then learned how to make, you know, pen, various other things, nano-coating and so forth. But unless one engages, its benefit is sort of like limited. And anyway, and this is, and even there are cases like, you know, some of them have, like, for example, have friends who have pain, let's say when playing football or soccer. They use the pain pen or something, GANs, whatever the case may be. People don't, you know, they benefit from it, but that's it. There's no, they don't come back at all. So in a way, that as long as the individual doesn't get curious and engage to the point of, you know, knowing, oh, there is something really, something beyond what is known. Very few. The number is very small of all the students I've taught that remained and, you know, applied it to the point where they were applying it creatively in their own way. And then they add to our experience when they do it in their own way, because they have understood enough to do it in their own way. And this is what I find among knowledge seekers, and that's why in our meetings. So it's a different type of task, and, you know, and perhaps here I would like to add one more thing, is that to what Stefania was talking about, the transmission as the enhancement unit is coming into operation, transmission through soul level. And this is so that people in a way are ready for it within, so that the engagement of the physical side becomes easier. And this is something I think as Universal Council members and supporters and knowledge seekers, we have to look into. It's not like talking to somebody. We may have to step beyond just talking to that level of communication, the satellite system and so forth that is being talked about right now. In any case, I think I have talked enough. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. You always talk so beautiful and so much to learn, always. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, of course, as Stefania, as Moshfik said, that the interaction will be from both the sides, you know, preparing the guns, preparing the whirling, the copper wires. You have to be with this process. Like us, even asking how to whirl, you know, when I was doing this, I was so much like, you know, becoming big and holding the copper wire, like shivering and binding it. Oh, this is not good. This is not correct. This is, then slowly, I understood the way how it is to be done like that in a position of peacefulness, you know. And even whirling a coil, spiraling a coil, nano coating, when we have gone through these experiences, we were just elevating ourselves, joining with this matter that is growing up with tangible way. And then we understood the intangible condition properly, in a way we should understand. So as a housewife, when I cook, when I see the vegetables, I become so happy, you know, like the cauliflower, like even the rice. I play with the rice sometimes, and washing them is so beauty. And I always insist on these, as Moshfik says, the key spices, how much quantity I should add, and then how the flavor comes, and the colors will be there, and then the beauty and the fragrance, and this, you can smell the beauty of the vegetable that has cooked, you know. And somebody asked me, when I give, the intention is to feed the beauty, you know, to feed the holistic view of what I am, like that, you know. So when they say, "Mommy, you have cooked so well, so it smells so good, so beautiful, so colorful," as I became so happy, and the feedback is like that. But when that is when I have given them the benefit, but they never asked me, "Mother, how do you do it?" Some came and asked, how do you cook? Even well, this is the way, when somebody comes, you know, to say that, how do you cook? That is, we open our heart, you know. Oh, you want to know? Let's come here in this way, with the smallest of copper whirling, nano coating, and even taking the salt, dissolving it like that. It's a great joy. It's so much happiness you can understand. Then you can just kiss the jar and say, "I love you." So and this works in a way. So I have experienced also here that nobody came back. I also have been through this, talked with many people, and I also wanted to perform in their house, but they are so afraid. I don't know why, but this is the way things are. Mankind should be kind to himself, as my Messiah Shriman Imtikesh said. So thank you, my dear Moshfik, and always opening the door. Sorry. If there is no sharing, no question, as Stefania asked, yes.
Yeah, I would like to say just yes, I understood what Mushfaq said very well, and obviously we experimenting, but definitely I think this will be good for because we have many people who are new and in this, you know, every people we got new knowledge seeker, and for them maybe it's very hard to find information or know what we're up to. So for example, let's say that we focus on the heating, like I said before, no? So we could say that, you know, do you know that we have a workshop, we got a student research group, private student, you know, so people know that if they apply, if they donate €100 per year, they can become a student of the Keshe Foundation, and the access to the archives of the private teaching, plus they can access to the research group that we have at the moment, because we already have a research group about regulate the heating, about how can we feed with plasma and all this stuff. So we can use this time to also gather information. We got a lot of plasma Times journal of article, very good article that people maybe don't even know their existence in the Keshe Foundation website. There are all scientific research, very well done, where there is also for people who said, I would like to have filtered water. How can I filter my water? Because when I was in Italy, what I noticed, a lot of people were happy to spend lots of money to filter their water. And we know that plasma is one of the best filter you can have. And we teach it freely here. So there are a lot of information that people can benefit from that they are not aware of because they're new, or because they don't have time to listen all workshop or listen all the things. Because every week we keep in developing, so as I said, now we're talking on, when you listen Mr. Keshe on Thursday, we're already now into different level on the cosmic ray. So, and obviously this is the things we should focus on, but in the meantime, we can, for people who, for them it's too hard to understand the cosmic ray, they can go to other stuff. So we can accommodate different level of different type of understanding. So the intention was just to somehow gather information or for different topics, so people are easily can add knowledge or bring forward different research or find a way to apply this knowledge to their work. Like we find now, now we got painter who painting and using plasma, and they can sell their painting into the store. We got pottery, people who doing pottery. So each one of us has got different skills, and if they learn or understand a little bit more about the plasma technology, they can maybe find a way to apply plasma into their work, and also maybe in the future also sell their stuff in the cash store, so they have also some income. So there are many ways that we can help each other to support each other in this difficult time, and also understand better and better the soul level and how everything can work also at the soul level. So yeah, so this was the intention. I know it's a big task. I know it's something big, but I thought it's a good way to spend. We have this appointment every Tuesday, and we got 2 hours every Tuesday, so we can maybe spend some time on the soul level and some time on at the physical level. So in this way, I think it really, as we're here to serve, maybe this can be a way that we can serve people, because for example, I know that some people may be panicking right now regarding the future. So no need to panic when you focus on the good stuff. Yeah, so I don't know if I explained well. Okay.
Here, Stefania, I'll give an example. Really, what I was trying to talk about earlier. One example is that I wrote. I mean, I filter my water here using plasma technology. Now, I wrote an article in the plasma journal, but how does people get to it? It's a very simple way of filtering water, purifying water. Now, but if you show them to show it to somebody, this is how you do it. One has to understand the basics of GaN's technology and how the field operates, things like that. But it's it's a simple technique, a little recipe kind of thing. But getting to it is really hard. It's there in one of the journals, but it doesn't matter. I mean, here, for example, I'll tell you the reason why I went to do the purification is that our water system is, especially in one of the most polluted cities in the world, where I live now, and there are a lot of problems because what people consume, for example, medications, birth control, and things like that, are getting into the water. And I personally could tell, since I wasn't in the city for a long time, I could tell things are happening to me. So, and that was one of the motivation behind doing the purification. And I also, because it's a densely populated area, I also talk to people about kind of problems they're having. It's often normal part of their life, but the problems are real. So this kind of things motivated me to do this. And there are a few people who use this technique, but like a few, like a handful of people. But whenever they come, whoever comes to my place, they ask for the water all the time. They know it tastes different, it tastes much better, but the long-term consequence, you can't tell people that, that people, people have marital difficulty because of the water. How do you tell people that thing? It's such a very, intricate thing. I think there is no, I don't think it's possible to do it even at the verbal level. We have to really operate at the soul level here. And, this is a big city, densely populated city. How do you convey this kind of thing exist? As you said, in Italy right now, the problem that you are encountering of crisis. So things have become crisis. Similarly, when it becomes a crisis situation here, people will do it. But until then, so the difficulty we are going through globally is part of this process of getting aware of how much, how deep are we into this stuff, the things that we are being exposed daily. So we have to be prepared for it, but I think a large part of it has to be at the soul level. Although our physical solution exists, but that's part of our preparation. We're already prepared to handle the physical, emotional side, but the actual work still is at the universal council level to elevate the humanity as a whole. And so, let's say I'm prepared with this little thing of purifying water. 5 people use, 5 families or so use it. Does it, so it's kind of like that kind of situation. I talk about it a lot, but still, it is still there at that level. And I have done it, let's say 4 years back. I actually made this system. Yeah, about more than 4 years back. So this is a very real situation, and came into existence out of a very real need. But how do you convey this to people? So the global difficulty that we are having is an important part of this. Perhaps our wishes that we have been doing may have led to all these global crises. Who knows? But the bottom line is that the awareness has to be there. In any case, let's keep doing this soul level elevation. How it manifests, that we all see as we live through it ourselves. In any case, this is, it's a very, from a ground level, I'm trying to explain this for daily things, and not something very elevated, but out of the very basic need for survival. And Italy is, the Italians right now are, because the energy crisis, are feeling it that way. And in a way, it has to be that way, because we haven't been exposed to this way of learning where we engage ourselves out of our inner need, let's say. So let's try to reach this inner level. In any case, I'm talking a lot today, but hope it makes some sense to all of us. And I'm trying to help as much as I can here at the verbal level. Anyway, I'll stop here.
Mushfaq, I mean, I agree with you. I think the two, they are together. Like for me, the doing and the soul level are one. I really see this in my work. As I said many times, if you imagine to move your eyes will move. So, I think by doing also you reach the soul level, because it's a different. There are many roads to go to Rome. You can say, no. So there is a need. People have these needs, and we are all have a different level of understanding, obviously. But the fact that we come together to help each other and to support each other, then you never know. You know when you start, but you don't know where you're going to finish. So I make example. No, we all know that the Brazilian community, they are very, very active, and they must to be so successful. They must all of them be very active on the doing, and then also is reflected at the soul level. So I think it's like like one coin with two sides. Is the coin is one, but it got two sides. So I think it really doesn't matter. Obviously, everything is important, and everything is important and the same. It's not like the soul level is more important than the physical level. I think obviously we're learning how the universe works. And we're learning that in the universe, you don't need physicality is an option. Here in Earth, when we are connected to Earth and subjected to the environment, here to survive, we know that our physical body needs is like a leech and needs cover their needs. so and I know that through the soul you can cover all the needs of the physicality, but as we said, we are not all we all learning, and we need to understand this totality, no? And we all learning. So I think like I said, all the road brings to Rome. So if there are people who are worried, if they're knowledge seeker who are worried about certain things, then get together and see if we can help each other on that. And then maybe from there, they do understand that the soul level is the best way, the easy way, the most effective way. But as we're helping, we are serving. And as we are serving, we are elevating at the soul level. So that's why I think everything goes together. You cannot really separate one another. The important thing is the intention behind. So if we create a space, even those, I agree with you that you said it's a little bit impossible task, because we're all different. We got so much stuff already. It will require lots of time, lots of organization. But I think let's start with something. We're here to learn. We got 2 hours a week for all of us to learn and develop, help each other. So maybe this can be a way that we also get more in contact with different language group, and we find a way to collaborate better and better. So we got this Tuesday available. So maybe we could, like I said, focus on the soul and the physical level. So the doing and the intention behind, and we see where we goes. By doing. Because, for example, in my case, no, then I know that we're already short of time. We should have be finished. So actually, I stop here. Otherwise, I can talk for hours. But yeah, I understood very well, Mushfaq, and your wisdom and knowledge and all the knowledge you have, you made it by doing as well, by practice, like you said. So there is a lot of, and you by practice understood that the soul level is the most efficient one. So it's all going together, I think, yeah. But I know that it's not easy task, but together we can start something, see where we're going.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Thank you for your wisdom and beauty. Thank you, my dear Moshfik, always. And now we can go to the next slide. Yes. And this is the call to all knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. Use the plasma water from your cups of life, 1 and 2, to make the plasmatic spraying, my dear beautiful soul. And this is always on Sunday, and you can do it all the time, because this is timeless. And there is the time, a collective, Sunday at 12 p.m. CEST and 6 p.m. CEST time. So, and this time, spread your souls. As we are spreading, as we are communicating, as Stefania was saying, Dean was saying, Moshfik was saying. So, thank you. In the spraying of soul, in the spraying of the rain of love. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Now we can go to the next slide. The Dome of Peace. Please remember, every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet, Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the Gans water around the world at 12 p.m. CET and 18 p.m. CET every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of the life of this planet. Mr. Keshe suggests we add the next step to create the dome of peace with the power of our soul. We ask you to spread the Gans waters each Sunday. Now we give you a new path. Now try to unite each other's souls. Try to elevate the souls of humanity through your own soul to a level that no one can touch the embodiment of the human race. So beautiful. Choose a time where all of you come together on the soul level in a state of inner calmness. At that time, don't spread the water of Gans, spread your soul, no matter how. Unite, and in time we will make a new race out of the soul of man. And then instead of doing it once a week, do it all the time, dear beautiful souls. Empty Keshe. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. The Dome of Peace is here. Live like the life we want to live. Thank you. We can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here's the Mehran. Rick, have you got the cosmic ray video for today from the Plasma School Library? Anybody posted?
Cosmic ray video?
Yeah, by Plasma School Library, Australia.
I don't know if I have that on hand. Didn't expect it.
Okay.
Let me have a look.
Okay.
We can jump because anyway we're running late. We can show it next week.
Yes, my dear Rick, we can do that in the next week in more beautiful way.
Okay, sure.
And we'll talk about it. That will be great discussing, and we can skip for Mehran from Mehran today. Here, dear European knowledge seekers, here in Brazil, we are concerned about the lack of people to run the transmutation trials at LIMS. For us to go there is much expensive. So we would like to know if some of you are gathering funds to send people there. Please, because perhaps we can contribute in a way. Best wishes, knowledge seekers in Brazil. This is a call, and be kind, be aware the need of this moment, and obrigada, Brazil. Thank you for this call. There's a call from all knowledge seekers. Thank you so much. The need is here. And we can go to the next slide. here bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And anybody have any wish for now? Because this time for wrapping up. If there is any wish, please go ahead, my dear. Welcome.
Sweta, is Dean here? I'd just quickly like to say,
yes,
if possible, that I won't take very long. We have seen a picture earlier on of that universal flow, and it was of a universe with lots of stars. No matter your belief or where you come from, that universe is part of you. It's all around you and within you. And this knowledge transcends and comes to all of us at some point, at some place, time, and position. And you'll all receive it. So if you're in a condition of walking in the mountains, very firmly rooted, you will still receive this position at some point and understand it on a level that transmutes and brings you to a position of, as we say in the Universal Council, elevation, and bringing about an elevation to the soul of man. And that is everybody on the planet, each and every one of us, beautiful souls that are present, and not only humanity. This is all the creatures, and there are countless trillions, as Mr. Keshe would say. And they're all rays. They're all spectrums of the universal flow, and they're all part of the same totality, as these words are spoken, of a bigger picture. And we are in our position on our beautiful planet, having our radio broadcast given to us in every moment from the Creator, which is part of us, each and every one of us. So we're all receiving this knowledge as one elevates, and this knowledge has now been brought forward. All are elevating and receiving this knowledge, this field strength, this beauty, and in this exact moment. And so if we have we do a minute silence, we can just do a 10-second joining of souls in this very moment, just a space gap, an earth gap. 10 seconds. Connect.
yes, my dear. Connecting. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta.
Okay, thank you, Dean. I'd like to
Thank you,
read
Dean. Yes.
something from the chat from Hassan, who says, I am from Lebanon, born in Africa. We have a border with Israel. I know that situation. Children are raised to go on war against the enemies of Islam we named Israel. It's a very sad feeling. I wish we at the Keshe Foundation achieve soon our beautiful mission of peace and friendship around the world, so that children enjoy their childhood and not weapons.
Beautiful, my dear Hassan. Beautiful. Yes, this is. So it is. Indeed. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. So, my dear Rick, we can go to the next slide. Here, my dear ones, again, the key, the spices, we are here not to serve, not here to serve, not to be served, my dear ones. And then I will again pay gratitude to Dor, my dear. Live with us again, always. Be here in our hearts. We will speak for you, always. Thank you, and I welcome you. Welcome, welcome, Suswagatam to the beauty and totality, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, the Universal Council. I am Shweta Anwar, Universal Council, Hindi language. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. Thanks to all the members of the Universal Council today. One more announcement before we go with Marie's teachings about the soul, ethos, and Universal Council with Marie Calv. That is today at 9 p.m. Central European Time. And there's a simultaneous translation in English. And people are welcome to attend that at the YouTube channel TV Galactica. And you can also find out through TV Galactica Facebook channel as well, I believe. Okay, and we also have the Keshe Plasma Reactor group coming up. And that'll be starting at 7 a.m. on Wednesday, November 23rd. And people are welcome to attend that workshop. That's found at the usual, well, not usual, but the Zoom channel, not on YouTube, but it is on live stream. And yeah, people are welcome to bring their questions, technical questions, and or any question into that group. Or if you have some experiments you're working with, we'd love to see them and can help with any problems you might have there as well. Okay, I think that's it for announcements. Thank you, everybody.
And I will say, I will say, my dear Rick, that in the clapping and dancing, my dear one, I will say that always nourish, nurture what you are, restore, protect yourself, be in the living and life, love, always love what you want to be with your loved ones always in this transition. Dance, always dance, my dear. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sweta. We always have our end music here. And thank you, everybody, for attending today's 249th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace here on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. Okay, we'll go out with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit and see you in the next public workshop.